Yeah, let me know once you are able to see my screen. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, let me open that Excel as well. So, is this method helping you to understand LWC? Clear your concept?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, what we have learned so far is HTML. What is HTML? What is JS? Apex and database we already aware of, right? And then we have learned about passing control from HTML to JS, JS to Apex, and getting it back from Apex to JS and JS to HTML. Right now, today I am going to talk about whenever we are calling Apex, it is recommended that the response you are sending back, if it is list of records, right? In that scenario, always it is preferred to use a wrapper class, right? Because what wrapper class does is it returns the response in JSON format, and JSON is always recommended in JavaScript and HTML for better parsing, better usage. Okay, so what is mean by wrapper, that I am going to talk around today. Okay, we'll keep it short session. Let me just go back to the Apex class. So this is our Apex class. Okay, now if you see this method, this is that method which we are calling from our JavaScript. Okay, so I'll just quickly open the JavaScript as well. So in JavaScript we imported this method, right? We have listed down those steps as well, how to import that method. And with this method we are passing some parameter and getting the response back. So when I come here, this is my method, and we are aware of this syntax as well, right? Can anyone tell me why we put cacheable true? What if I put cacheable false? Okay, so I'll just try to explain you. So whenever we say cacheable true, it's like something, it is getting cached in the memory, browser memory, right? What it will do is every time it will not do the query. If we say cacheable true, and if I invoke the method again, it will give me the result from the cache. It won't execute the query, because the most expensive thing in coding is operation with the database, because this is where you are connecting with the database, executing that query and getting the result, right? So if there is a requirement that every time we want fresh data, set it to cacheable equal to false. Okay, that is the only difference here. And it depends on the business use case. If you are altering any data when you are fetching it on the UI, that time you will need it. Okay, now again coming back to the point, now from JavaScript I am invoking my Apex class, right? This method, and I'm doing a query. I can simply do this as well, right? Return this list of opportunity. I don't need to put any additional code. Okay, one of the ways, like I'll just show you. What I can do is I'll just copy paste this here. I'll remove everything. I'll put this one. Here I know the return type is list of opportunities. I'll put a return statement, list of opportunity. I'll put here. I'll remove all these things, because anyways after return statement now code will be executed. This is also the same way we want to return the data, right? So ideally there are two ways to return the data. You can return the data as is in whatever format you have, or you can return it using a wrapper class. So remember, what is the thumb rule is always prefer wrapper class, because generally there is a requirement we need to alter some data either in the Apex class or in the JavaScript. Alter meaning we need to change something based on some conditions. Okay, so for that purpose, instead of using this route, it is best practice to use wrapper class. I'll show you the difference. Suppose now I have this detail where I want to get name of opportunity, stage, amount, okay, for the particular account. Okay, then what I'll do, I have different ways to do that, right? So say any questions, queries, feel free to ask. Okay, first try to understand the concept what I'm trying to explain here. So now what I am getting is name, stage name, amount, and account name, right? Because there is a relationship on account. So I can access any field from account. Now what is my requirement is, suppose if the amount is greater than 50,000, I want to return this opportunity is a high value opportunity. Okay. So I have some criteria. Based on that I will say okay, opportunity is high value, medium value, or low value. Now how I can do that? So for that what I have done is I have created one wrapper. So wrapper class is nothing but inner class. It has to be always public. Okay. And this class is nothing but again an object, because every class is an object, right? The same way you have opportunity, you have account, our class is also object, and these are the attributes, right? So we can take it as a field. So I have created two attributes, opportunity name and the type. In type I am storing this value, whether it's low value, medium value, or high value. Okay, so this is the way we can declare the wrapper class, which is nothing but a child class or inner class. And in that class whatever attributes we want to have, that will help us to display the data in the JavaScript or HTML. Accordingly, we can declare the variables. Every variable has to be again Aura enabled so that it is visible in our LWC. And this is just a constructor where I can pass the values, right? How you can create a new opportunity? What we do to create a new opportunity? Suppose I want to create a new opportunity. Akansha, can you tell me how I can create a new opportunity?
Opportunity
Hmm,
OP is equal to new opportunity.
hmm, okay. Then I want to create that, right? So I need to set some
O-
attributes which are compulsory, right? Which are mandatory. So say opportunity name is test, and any other fields which are required. So we know stage name is mandatory and close it is mandatory. Say system dot today or date dot today, whatever is the thing, right? Can do this way, and I'll say insert. If I want to put this in the list of opportunity, what I'll do, I'll declare a list above, correct?
yes.
See, this is very important to understand the wrapper class, because in integration as well, you must have seen how we parse the response using wrapper, right? List of opportunity here, and then we can simply add dot add. This is the method, right? How we can put the record. So this you all aware, right, how to create a list of records. Same way, consider this as a object, and for this object we need to create a record. So what I need to do, I need to declare a list of this object. So that what I have done here, right? List of this object, correct? This is the OPP wrapper. Now to create that list, my criteria is I need to get the opportunity type based on the amount. So what I have done, I'm looping through this list of opportunity, and I'm setting that opportunity type variable. Say if greater than 50,000 put high value, greater than 30,000 put medium value. If less than that, then put low value, right? And then what I'm doing, I'm creating an instance of that object the way I have created opportunity instance here, right? I'm using that shortcut because I know the constructor. So what I am doing, I'm creating new wrapper, new that wrapper, and within that wrapper, even here also you can write in this manner. So within that wrapper, I am putting parameter 1 as a string and parameter 2 as a string, 1 and 2. Getting it? And then this record I am adding it to the list, and that's how I can create a list of wrapper. Any questions on this?
No, sir.
ही अपॉर्च्युनिटीची लिस्ट आणि ते
Mhm.
व्रॅपर लिस्ट मग सेम असेल का?
So see, wrapper list is we have created another list, right? Opportunity list is already here. It will stay as is. We are just referring this to create whatever data we want. So those are two different lists now, right? Logically, those are two different lists.
ओके.
Okay, this is just our reference data, and from this data we have created the data which we want on the fly, right? See, simply anyone can challenge that. Okay, why you are processing this much? We can create a formula field and add this formula and have opportunity type as a new field, custom field on opportunity, right? We can even have that as well, but that is a different use case because for that we need to add a field. Here it is temporary requirement, so we can do this using this, right? Using wrapper, we can return whatever we need.
बट दिस कॅन बी डन विदाउट व्रॅपर ॲज वेल. सो व्हाय व्रॅपर?
That's what I'm telling, right? So if we do without wrapper, you will have to have some other field as well, right? Now this is not a field on opportunity. I am creating it on the fly. So for that, I have created a temporary object. This wrapper is nothing but a temporary object you can consider.
ओके.
Okay, wrapper is a temporary object that we are creating, and this object we don't need to create any field anywhere on the actual object. Tomorrow, if business comes back and says, "Okay, I don't want this type thing now," so we can get rid of that code, right? If you want something else, we can do that. Suppose if I say I want another field saying opportunity is high value. If the okay, high value is different thing. Say basis amount, they want to flag it as to be referred to higher manager. Okay, so I want a new attribute which says, so again, whatever attribute I want, I can just simply declare it here. Let's say true false, right? So I am saying boolean send to hire manager. Now what all things I need to do? See, I am defining one new attribute, true or false basis if amount is greater than 50,000. Okay. Now I need this attribute. What all I can do is, can anyone guide me what all things I need to do here? Now I have declared a new attribute. Do I need to put this in the constructor so that I can get the value?
Yes.
Yeah. So what will be the type here? Boolean, say send hire manager, right? And then again we need to assign that value. Now what else I need to do? Can anyone tell me? My criteria is if amount is greater than 50,000, I need to set this as a true. Look at this function, right? Where all places I need to make a change now.
In for loop, if else,
Okay, so I'll declare
if
one variable first. Okay, boolean send to whatever variable I can give the name, right? Doesn't matter. I'll put it false by default. Yes, tell me now where I need to put this.
line 20, below line 20,
Below line 20, I'll put here. If the amount is greater than 50,000, I need to put it to
true.
true. Else it should be false, right? So in both the else condition, I'll put it here for now. So there are various ways how to put it false, but I am just putting it here. Now what additional change I need to do, Pranay? Anything else apart from this, or it will work? See, look at the constructor, because this is our constructor, right? If we look at the constructor, we have made additional change here. Whatever additional attribute we are adding, we need to put it in the constructor so that we get that value. So here, what additional change I need to make?
अ, ऍड करायला पाहिजे ना सर थर्ड
So
पॅरामीटर.
correct. So we need to send that additional parameter. Now see, everything is ending up to the passing parameter and accepting parameter, right? Like a method. This is the constructor which accepts three parameters. So I need to pass three parameters, right? If I don't pass three parameters, it will throw error. Okay, it is giving some error. Where is that? Line number 44. Okay, this we don't need. I'll just remove this. So what we have done is on the fly we have created a separate object as per our need. So data what we are getting from the query is different. What we are preparing for UI is different, right? This is just a reference data we have referred, and on that basis we have created our own object and the fields and set the values. Okay, now coming back to JS. So once you come back to JS, you receive that data in return. Right? So here, if you send the JSON, like because you are sending the list of wrapper, it will come as a JSON, and that's where it becomes really easy to pass it to the HTML. And in HTML, so if we have a list of record, we will always iterate it, right? We will need a for loop to iterate. So in JavaScript, for iteration, it always expects an array of JSON. Okay, that is why instead of using normal return, we recommend that use a wrapper class, create a list of wrapper and return it. So it becomes easy for changing that data here as well as using that data in the for loop. Now I can easily access the third field as well. What I need to do, I just need to remember the syntax, whatever variable name I have given, I need to use it as is. I'll go back to my class, copy this and paste it here. Now if I go to my UI, it should reflect it here. Okay, so say if I reload, and this is the button, right? Now we know all the details around how the control is passing. So I'm not going in that or detail it out, right? So I'll just click on this. Now I am getting the two values. Okay, third value, I think I need to do a hard reload. You can even debug that values as well, right? Whatever data is coming through, so that you understand what is the name in that array. Okay, I'll just click here. Okay, still that value has not come. So see what it is, result is returning me the array. That's where it is printing JSON object. If you want to print it, you need to stringify. So that's where we need the JSON things, right? I'll just reload, try to hard reload it one more time. So here, if you want to print it, right? I'm just printing this dot or whatever data I'm getting. So I can print it using JSON stringify. So if we use JSON stringify, it will convert it to string and then it will start displaying. Otherwise, it won't display. So JSON stringify is to convert array into a string, and JSON parse is to convert string into the array. So those are the two methods you have to remember, right? Sometimes data behaves weirdly, so you need to remember those two functions: JSON parse and JSON stringify. Okay. Let me do a refresh or hard reload maybe. So this data is coming here. Getting this one. Since it is true false, that's the reason it might not be displaying anything. But this is the thing. This is the name of that variable. So we can verify that name in here. Right?
भाई बुलियन असेल तर डिस्प्ले होत नाही असं काय असतं का?
Let's try to validate that one. I mean, like you try using how it behaves. Okay. Sometimes things different behave differently, but mostly it should print. Maybe it's boolean, that's why it's not printing that. That I suspect. Either it should print 1 or 0, or it should print true or false. Okay, it's not printing. Let's try. I'll come back to this in the next session maybe if required. But what all we are trying to do is, this is what we can achieve, right? If I want a different data, or if I want the same data, it's always preferred to use a wrapper class format, list of wrapper, and it's very easy to debug as well, right? You just need to put a stringify and you will be able to see what data is coming through. You can validate like whatever data you have populated, if the same data is coming here or not. So this will help you in the debugging if there are any issues. So right now we are not able to see that true false, but we know that data is coming. So this might be issue with the display, right? So this is how it is
Yes.
helpful. Always, try to use the wrapper list of wrappers whenever you are getting multiple records. And how easy it is to access, right? You can just simply like your opportunity object, opportunity dot stage, dot status, or dot whatever. Same way you can access this object using dot attribute. So that object dot opp name, object dot opp type, dot send to hire manager. I can easily access that. If you see here in the JavaScript or in HTML, if you see here, right? So that data for item is this object 2, and in this record I can access it using dot, right? So this is using standard way, this is using our wrapper obj1 dot opp name, obj1 dot opp type. Okay, I think I put it in the wrong place, that's why it was not printing. See, if things are not working, don't worry, just try to think through, but don't come to any conclusion before you understand it thoroughly, right? So let me try to put it here. Maybe I put it in a different place. Undefined reading. Okay, this is obj1. I put obj2 and learn making mistake, right? I keep on telling you, learn making mistake. Don't worry about mistake. You just need to understand what the error is saying and try to fix it up. Now it is showing up, right? Ideally, if it is a boolean, it will show 1 0 as a value or true or false as well. So here it is showing us true. It means it is showing true here as well, right? Okay, clear? Will you be able to practice this one?
आपण डेव्हलपर कन्सोलमध्ये पण रेकॉर्ड आयडीनी सर्च केलं होतं. मग तिथे 4 रिझल्ट कसे काय आले? लाइक आयडी एका ऑब्जेक्टसाठी एका रेकॉर्डसाठी एकच असतं तर.
No, no. So what I am doing is I am querying on opportunity and I am finding all the opportunity associated with this account. So on one account I can have multiple opportunity, right? This is opportunity
ओके,
data. Okay.
ओके,
If I see here, this is on account and the query is on the opportunity.
ओके, ओके.
Okay. So the important thing here to focus is how we are getting that data in LWC with the help of wrapper, how we can modify the attributes, how we can create our own object with our required attributes, and how we can access those details in the HTML as well, right? Even in JavaScript, we received that data, right? We can print it using stringify. So stringify and parse, those are the two important methods you need to explore. JSON stringify, JSON parse. Then when data come back, we have printed this. When it is assigned to a variable, I can access that variable in my HTML file, and using that attribute names I can simply display it, access it. Now here you may use data table, you may use normal HTML table, whatever thing you want to use, that is a different matter. I just use the p tag, right? But we just talked around getting the data from from our user action, getting that data from database into the LWC and display it. That's what we have seen today. Okay, you can create your own instance, you can create any data you want, and you can try to display this. Any questions?